and Abdullahi. You're both welcome. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments so I can proceed. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. Oh, good, very good, very good. You're welcome. I think you should let others inform others that we are here, that we are live. Okay, try and let them know that we are live. We'll be discussing something most people find very difficult, and that's the elevator speech presentation. Elevator pitch presentation. I've been the event I went for. One of the speakers actually asked somebody, "What do you?" In fact, I found out that it was one of their major problems answering that question. What do you do? Or who are you? Or may I get to meet you? Most people find it very difficult. Okay, so that's what we are going to do today. It will be a short session. It's going to be a short, let's say in 30 minutes we should be done with this. Okay, so I'll be highlighting certain things. I'll be highlighting certain things that you need to know for you to be able to craft that elevator speech. Now let me tell you the basic thing. Okay, uh, there's there are elevator pitches that are longer than the others for different purposes. Okay, it could be your bio, could be your profile summary, could be your 30-second elevator pitch. Okay. The let me say the mindset or what brought about calling it an elevator pitch is we usually say if you are stuck in an elevator with the richest man in the world, what will you tell him that you do? Okay. We will give examples. Let's say you are stuck in an elevator with Dangote and he asks you, what do you do or who are you? And that elevator, you're going to be present in the elevator just for 30 seconds. What are you going to say? Or just for 1 minute? So there's 1 minute elevator pitch, there's 30 seconds of elevator pitch. And there's even, elevator pitches you can make in quite shorter time, 10 seconds, and you are done. All right. So that's what we are going to analyze today. And one thing I would advise you to do is to get this done. I mean, get this done. Get a piece of paper and plan it. Okay, it's not something you get out of the blues. It's not something you just wake up and because you've learned how to write elevator pitch and you just do it. It works. No, doing this takes a lot of self-discovery. That's part of the reasons I've been teaching you a lot, personality, passion, and everything. It takes a lot of self-discovery and it's a journey. You should be willing to be flexible in discovering yourself. Don't box yourself in, with one definition because you are a multi-dimensional person. No matter who you are, you're a multi-dimensional person. Okay? Even if you decide to pick one thing and just do one thing, you are still multi-dimensional. So elevator pitches are different. You can never have it's just like your resume. You can never have one perfect elevator pitch. It doesn't work. Let me give you this wisdom on time. If you go for an event where there are graphics designers, your pitch should be related to graphics design or how you help graphics designers, how you do graphics design or how you help graphics designers. If you're if you're attending an event for people who are into real estate, okay, your pitch should be related to real estate. Definitely, for you to be there, you are definitely doing something in real estate. Okay, your pitch has to be related with that. It's not to come and tell me I help you become a better version of yourself. Okay, and somebody who is already banking millions, and you know we can argue that, yeah, there's no age for personal development, and then people don't outgrow personal development, but you need to know how to come in that particular context. Okay, if you've noticed something about me, you would see that for almost all my events, study all the events I get invitations come and speak at, check the name, the title they write under my name, you see different things. Okay, and for those things, when they ask me to send my bio for those invitations, I don't just send one template bio, I don't just send one thing, I edit it and ensure that I'll be able to tweak it to favor the topic, the context I'm coming to speak, speak on. You can't tell me to come and talk on sales and then I'll come as e-learning coach or as a personal branding coach. It doesn't make sense. Except what I'm trying to say is using personal branding for sales. Okay? It doesn't make sense. You can't tell me to come and talk about um you can imagine. You can't tell me to come and talk about let's say networking, and then what I'll write there is clarity coach. It does not make any sense. Okay, so you have to be able to tweak your elevator pitch to fit into certain situations. It is situational, it is not fixed. Okay, if you are going for an event, you should prepare just the way you are going to look for job. You should prepare your resume beforehand, prepare your elevator pitch before the event. What kind of event is this? What kind of people am I going to meet, and then how do I answer them? Okay, so you should have like four, or let me say 3 to 4 elevator pitch presentations ready, and you should memorize them. Yes, you should memorize them. It's not something that is difficult. One is that you should feel free. Okay, feel free explaining yourself. It is fun to do. Okay, feel free explaining yourself and do it over and over and over again. Remember, I said that practice makes you better. Okay, so the more you try to explain to people what you do, the more you get used to it, the more the much easier it becomes for you. Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone. It becomes a lot easier because you have been practicing. Okay, so like I said, don't feel bad, don't box yourself in. Maybe when somebody asks you what do you do, and then you are not able to provide an answer, it's because you've not practiced it well enough. It happens to everybody. In fact, the event I went yesterday, somebody asked me about my community. Not that the person asked me, I wanted to tell the person, and I forgot the pitch. I forgot it used to be in my head. Learn 247, um uh, transforming minds through relentless sharing of learning and other scholarly opportunities, hosting out of the world training programs, and a lot of other stuff that came after that. But I used to stop at transforming minds through relentless sharing of learning and other scholarly opportunities. Okay, but then I totally forgot that line. I totally forgot. My mind was not there, so I was caught on OS. Okay, but I just managed to explain myself to her. So this thing happens to almost everybody, especially when it's something you are not using all the time. Okay, you have to be able to talk about your business in 30 seconds. People don't have all the time to sit down and wait for you. Say, when I make, I noticed that there's no people don't usually like peanut that doesn't have sugar. So I decided that I'll be making peanut without the one that doesn't have sugar but it's still sweet. And I stay around Abuja in Wuse too. But because they'll just leave you and move on with their lives. They will leave you there and go. That's not what they came for. You have to be able to present yourself professionally in a jiffy. Okay, even if that person is pressed and wants to use the toilet, you have to be able to squeeze in that thing that you do, communicate what you do effectively without wasting time. Okay, good. It happens to everyone. That's the truth. That's my baby's joining me this call. Okay, my niece is joining my call. So yeah, I believe you can see me and you can hear me clearly. Okay, so I don't know why this thing is making my head look somehow, twisting my head, but it's cool. You're welcome. You're welcome. Aminat, Favor, Rita, you're all welcome. Dunsi, good to see you here. Good to see you here, Dunsi. Favor, Rita, yeah, God's power. I see you all. You're welcome. Okay, so there are questions you must have to answer. I've already sent you guys some of those questions um, for you to answer. Understanding your offer starts with understanding your market. When you find your people, you have found your purpose. When you find the people you want to serve, you found your purpose. Okay, so you can't have an elevator pitch without the people who will come there. That's one of the things you have to do. Okay, so um, I do tell people for myself, and I'll tell you how this is drafted. You ask me what I do. I help people position their brands for optimal clarity, visibility, and income, which finally translates to improved. What did I say? Visibility, impact, and income. Yes, yes, yes. This is where I usually stop. I help you position your brand for optimal clarity, visibility, and impact, or clarity, visibility, and impact, which automatically translates to improved income. Okay. Now this is like a 15 second speech. It's not that long. All right. But then I could come up with something more than that. Okay. Depending on what I want to do or the event I want to attend. Okay. I'm a life story life coach. I help people rewrite their life stories, exit from painful past experiences, and form new cognitive experiences for future success. Can be anything. Just feel free. Okay, depending on who I'm trying to explain myself to. I don't have to box myself in. I help people learn anything online. I help people do many things. That's the truth. Okay, the summary of it is that yes, definitely I help you become a better version of yourself. But then I don't feel that's enough. Okay. I have one of my bio, what I usually said when people ask me to send my bio. Okay, you will see a lot of things. I'll still send that to the inner circle. Study it. Okay. You see a lot of things there. I explain myself, what I'm about, topics I teach, the key factors, or let me say the key areas, your core domains. You need to know those core domains. I started with 4 core domains and now they are expanding. I think I have about 13. 13 areas that you can wake me up and say, come and teach. And I'll go unprepared. There are about 13. Started with 4 that I was very proud of. That's e-learning, personal development, personal branding, and networking. It came to a point I added LinkedIn optimization. They became 5. So I have 5 core pillars. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, sorry guys. Um, sorry, it was a little home accident here. Okay, but she's fine. The baby is fine. So, like I was saying, I do a lot of things, and I don't feel there's any necessity to box myself in for the fear of people judging me for doing many things. Okay, you may not be like that. It's fine. If you are not like me, if you are not a multi-dimensional person, if you are not somebody who is skilled in many things or wants to build a brand that reflects different things, then you can pick a niche. You can go to that micro niche. If it's working for you, if you know what to do, you can go there and then create that ultimate pitch that reflects what you do. Okay. Yes, that reflects what you do and positions you as an expert, right? There's nothing you can find a broad statement that covers that thing. Like when I tell you I help you reposition your brand, okay? I can equally, if I am relating to business people, I can say I help business owners reposition their business brand. And that is why I want to go into brand strategy. I want to but that's not it's not for now. It's for a much later date. Yeah, it's not in my learning list currently. Okay. So if I go into brand strategy, helping business owners or small business owners with their businesses for their brand, it's basically the same thing. Okay. Helping you reposition your brand for optimal clarity, visibility, and impact. I can say for optimal visibility, influence, or impact and income. Okay, because definitely if I am going to relate with businesses, I'll be directly hammering on the income part, or I help them position their strategically position their business brands, you know, to make sales or to use client attraction strategies to attract or compel their ideal target or ideal customers to do business with them. Okay. So all these things I'm saying now, there's no hard and fast rule. There's no perfect elevator pitch formula. It comes from a statement, it comes from understanding that this is what I'm really doing. This is what you are doing. Okay. So I'll be pulling out some questions you need to answer for you to be able to draft the perfect elevator pitch. Okay. And funny how I finished saying there's no perfect elevator pitch template or formula. And I said, can you still hear me? I think the video paused. Okay, okay. So, sorry. Okay, good, good, good. So there are questions you can ask to ensure that you are writing a very powerful elevator pitch. Okay, like I said, there's no hard and fast rule. There's no perfect pitch. Okay, it's something that has to be short enough to capture and retain attention. I mean, it has to be short enough to retain attention. Okay, it has to be short enough to retain attention. Something you can say in 1 minute or 30 minutes. You need that. You need that. Work on it. Take some time. Okay. Even while this call is going on, while this session is going on, you could be drafting something out, writing something that those things that come to your mind. Then later you can tie them down, create the ultimate sentence, that ultimate vision statement. And the first question is where it all starts. What problem do you solve? What problem do you solve? Okay. What problem do you solve? That's one of the main things you need to ask yourself while drafting your elevator pitch. What is the problem you are solving? The next one is, who is your audience? Okay, so it's more like, what do you do for who? Okay, then how? I said, who is your audience? Who is your ideal client? Okay, so uh, when I'm done, I'll give you an example. You can write these things and then fill it out somewhere When you are done, you compile everything and you create a statement out of it. The next thing is, what vehicles do you use to get there? I gave you all this question before, okay? But now this is more like, it's going to be more intentional. What vehicles do you use to get there? What problem do you solve? Who is your client? Who is your ideal client? Who is your audience? Who are you solving that problem for? Okay. What vehicles do you use to get there? Then what is unique about you? This is optional, but you can also add that. What is unique about you? What is your experience? What do you bring to the table? Okay. What is unique about you? What's your experience? What do you bring to the table? The next one is, you can ask a question. Yeah, you can ask a question. You can ask a question to find out how you can help whoever is asking you. Okay. You can call to action. You can call to action. You can ask a question, anything. Okay. Or you need to end it with a call to action. You can ask them how they can partner, how they can collaborate, how you can be of help to them. Okay. So I've said these things. Good evening, Elizabeth. Good evening. So I've said quite a number of things. What problem do you solve? So let me use myself as an example. Hmm? Let me use myself as an example, and let's say I help young people. Let me say I'm solving that problem for young people. Okay. Um, what I do is to help graduates, fresh graduates. That those are my target audiences. I'm giving this as an example, not necessarily that it is my own elevator pitch. Okay. So my target audience, fresh graduates, their problem, their pain points, the problem I'm solving is employability. That many of them are not employable, many of them feel less confident, they don't know how to apply for jobs or to write CVs. I mean, to write attention grabbing resumes that can get them a job. So that's the second thing. Next thing is, what vehicle do I use? And let me say, um, 6 weeks coaching program, 6 weeks employability coaching program. Okay. And let me say, resume writing services. You see how I'm tying all these things together. And then when you ask me what I do, I'll tell you that I help young graduates, fresh graduates, finishing school or leaving school, get their dream jobs, land their dream jobs, okay, through my career and employability 6 weeks intensive coaching or intensive 6 weeks coaching, okay, and stellar resume writing services. My ultimate, or let me say, my unique selling point, or my ultimate selling point is that I help them transition to the world of work without having to go through series of frustrating pathways. Okay, so you can just be creative around this. I'm finding it hard to fix because it's not my thing. I'm not into CV writing services or stuff like that. I'm using it as an example. Okay, so when you are done with this, write it down, write that statement, build upon it, draft it, redraft it. Okay, and then you start to practice. You start to practice. I know that when people ask me, who am I or what do I do? I've had that questions a lot of times. What do you do? Okay. Um, Sometimes I use that one line, one sentence page. I help people reposition their brands for optimal clarity, visibility, and impact. If you go to my LinkedIn, okay, it's no longer on my link. I do shuffle, I do change my headline a lot. But then I used to do I remember when it used to be my headline on LinkedIn. Okay. So you can play around that. What makes you unique. And now let me read out my bio for you. I'll put it in the inner circle. Let me put it here and I'll read it for you. Okay, so this is what I have here. This is what I have here. This is my bio. Okay, not really my elevator pitch, but I'll show you where my pitch is in that bio. I'm a certified life coach, an accredited international speaker and instructor, and as well as a growth mentor to me. I've organized several free and paid training programs and have been hosted as a keynote speaker in multiple local and international events to share my knowledge. Now I mentioned I've trained thousands of people in the following skills: digital learning, personal development, career and life clarity, personal brand optimization, LinkedIn optimization, networking, teaching and speaking, self-confidence building, leadership and influence, educational revolution. Now, what this is trying to let you understand is I was trying to let you know is this. If I'm attending a sales conference, right, I will not come there to tell them that um I I, I'm a personal branding, whatever, whatever. That's okay. But if that's the only thing I'm doing, fine. But I have a better option. I mean, I have a better point of connection with them. I could tell you that I help salespeople sell with originality, with authenticity and authority by, introducing my four method or four content formula. Okay, and a lot of times they are going to be curious because that's like your USP, something most people do not know or most people do not offer. Can we write different elevator pitches for the same field? Yes, you can. You can. It depends on who it is for. The elevator pitch you would use for a fellow student cannot be what you use for Tony Elumelu. The elevator pitch you use for your friend, you met a friend in a conference, your age mate, it's not the same thing you use for the CEO of the company. All right. So you can, yes, it's the same field, but there are some things that have to change, especially if you have something to offer to that category of people. Okay. Now, I'll try and give you an instance. Okay. I'll try and give you an instance. Um, okay. Let me share this now. Let me share this. Let me say I'm attending a skill conference. Okay. I'm attending a conference on skill acquisition. I can introduce myself as a coach for multi potentialites. I mean, for people who are multi potential, which I know is one of the issues. Okay, you already understand. That's good. That's good. It's one of the issues many of them will be having, that they don't know which particular skill to focus on. Okay, so introducing myself as a multi potentialite coach or multi potential advocate or whatever, and trying to tell them what I do based on that would actually connect a lot of them with me. I can also introduce myself as a soft skills coach. Okay, some of you may have seen that flyer. I was invited to come and speak in a medical what is it again? NIMSA, Nigerian Medical Students Association, their skill acquisition program, SAIP, skill acquisition initiative program. They used Chijokotiba, founder, Learn 247, and something else. They just put member educator council. They saw that on my LinkedIn handle. And I told them that I can't use this. And to be the instructor for their communication skills course. So I told them to use soft skills coach, okay, and founder Chijoke Otiba Growth Academy. Okay, I think I used founder Learn 247, one of them. Okay, one of them. But this is because both of them are encouraging skill learning. Both of them have to do with skills. Then my using soft skills coach skills coach gave me the leverage to talk communication, which is a soft skill. I hope you are getting it. Okay. I didn't go to tell them put a sales coach or sales advocate or personal development. Personal development will work, but it's too generic. Okay. Or I couldn't have told them to go there and put LinkedIn optimization coach. It doesn't make sense. How will LinkedIn optimization coach come to start teaching about communication skills? A lot of people will see that and they are off already. Okay. So that's it. One of the reasons you need to tweak your elevator pitch to suit whichever audience we are presenting to. It's your audience that matters. In fact, your audience is the main thing. Okay. Now, on my bio, still reading my bio, I'm the founder and lead instructor of Chijoke Otiba Growth Academy, which I see as a tool I would use to fulfill my ever burning vision to raise great thought leaders who will become competent and relevant problem solvers. I'm also the founder of the Mentorship Learn 247. Now, this is where that Learn 247 pitch is, because a lot of times, if there's anything you are building, get used to the fact that people are saying that you look like a quack. I mean, you look like a fake. Okay, people are going to ask you, this community you are building, what is it about? Tell me about Learn 247. What is it about? So if you don't have a pitch ready, okay, you're going to be thrown off balance. Okay, but even if it happens, even if you forget the pitch, you can always draft up something by knowing who am I serving, what am I doing for them, and how. What's the vehicle? What's the solution I'm providing for who? What's the vehicle? Okay. I'm reaching out to young people. Okay, it's a community that is geared towards transforming young people or transforming minds of individuals um, through sharing information, sharing online training programs, and putting up training together to help them to achieve, to discover themselves, to realize what they have inside of them, to realize their potentials, and go ahead to harness what they have, to fine tune what they have, and then to launch out and become relevant or become valuable people in the society. Okay, I've actually explained the same thing in another way. So I don't necessarily have to cram it, but it's good to memorize. It's always good that when people ask you, okay, what do you do, or what's your community about, or what's your business about, you are able to just give it to them like that. Really talk. You know that okay, this person is not here to joke. Okay, but don't tie yourself to an elevator pitch. Always be ready to be flexible. Always be ready to know that thing you are doing into to carry it in your head. I mean, not just to cram it. I mean, understand what you are doing. Understand it. Okay. So, like I was saying, what vehicle are you using? What do you bring to the table? Now, let me continue reading. Thank you. Let me continue reading. I'm the founder of the much reputable Learn 247, a learning community committed to transforming minds through relentless sharing of relevant opportunities, instructional resources, and organizing out of the world training programs and workshops to help individuals anywhere in the world realize their healing potentials and gain unparalleled wisdom for success within and beyond the four walls. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, this is absolutely amazing. Like, conveys the message. Okay, I actually need to do the work of now memorizing this. Okay, you can choose to memorize, you can choose not to, but it is important that you are able to explain. And a lot of times, because you already know, this is just like because there are a lot of people who are against people memorizing their elevator pitches, but it doesn't make sense. Nobody really, in fact, nobody nobody wants to know. whether you memorized it or not. All they care about is that you are able to explain that in intelligently. And one of the ways to explain it intelligently is by committing it to memory. Okay, that's it. I can tweak this and put it into another way. I was talking with somebody, a financial intelligence coach that came to my school to talk and stuff. So I was talking with him. He asked me, I told him I have a community I'm building. I told him the number of people, and he asked me, what is it about? Now, because I already know that this guy is into finance, and yes, I've hosted a finance training before in Learn 247. I partnered with one of my you should know her, another coach from Trinidad on financial intelligence, entrepreneurship mindset. So I told him that this is what we do. It's about personal development. It's a group, a community committed to transforming minds. We put up events that would help people understand a lot of things that they don't get to learn in school. Now I'm coming from another perspective that would interest him, that they don't get to learn in school, and that you know we do a lot of programs centering on personal development, employability and career, and money management. I mean, financial intelligence. Okay. On mentioning financial intelligence, he became interested because that's what he does. That's the language he understands. Okay. So, but it still doesn't mean that if you genuinely do not have anything that links up, you don't need to force it. Okay. Let's say you're a fashion designer and you attend an event, let's say a conference for business people. You don't need to force anything. You're a fashion designer, you're a fashion designer. Tell them. A lot of them may even need your service. Okay. Or you attend an event for coaches. Although, if you are a fashion designer, just a fashion designer, I wonder what will be bringing you to an event for coaches. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So that's it. Why is everybody's network fluctuating? Oh my, it's a matter. Okay, so if you're now the final part is, if you're interested in working with me, I help you discover your true self. This is my pitch. I help you discover your true self or your true identity, overcome limiting beliefs, destroy myths in the way of your learning, gain clarity with life, overcome your fears, and reposition your brand for optimal visibility, impact, and influence, which eventually translates to improved income. In fact, this one is too long. It's going to take me time to commit this to memory. I won't lie to you. Okay, but I have to. The one I use, which is simpler for me, I help you reposition your brand for optimal clarity, visibility, and impact. That's the one on my LinkedIn. If you there's this voice icon, this megaphone icon beside my name on LinkedIn. If you click on that, that's what you hear. It's 10 seconds, 10 seconds speech. Okay. I'm Chijoke, but I help reposition your brand for optimal clarity, visibility, and income. Sometimes I don't I was in a live video with a friend, and unplanned. It was not planned. Okay, we had to talk on I think networking or something. And she said, okay, she's going to, her fans are viewing and blah blah blah. Okay, it wasn't live. We were recording. I think we were recording, yeah. But we didn't want to do a second recording. So she said that she would want me to introduce myself so that they can get to know me. And I looked at her immediately and I was like, nothing really was coming to mind. Yes, I could, as at that point, I'd already started coaching, I'd already started doing a lot of things, but I was not moved to say anything beyond what I said. And that was, I am Chijoke Otiba and I teach to transform. That I teach to transform. Almost, I've not seen anybody who consistently uses that. I've not seen. In fact, it became part of me, it became a part of my brand. Okay. So when I said it, she shouted. She was like, almost, she was so impressed that some people would just come and start reading newspaper. but this one was just so straight to the point, and it captured me. And this is what I do. She started telling those who will be eventually watching the video. So that's it. Sometimes you can even do something shorter. Nobody's going to crucify you. Okay. No problems. No problems. We'll still catch up. Okay. So that's it. That's it. Yeah. So I've already said a lot of things. All you need to do is check these things. Look for elevator pitches. Look for samples of elevator pitches of people you admire. See how they construct theirs. Okay. And then see how to write yours. See how it's going to match with what you want to do. Look for people in your field. You can decide to start asking people, what do you do? You can decide to start asking. If you go for events, you can decide to start. The only problem with that is this: many people cannot answer that question, and people usually feel embarrassed when you ask them questions they can't answer. People usually feel very embarrassed. That's the problem with asking that question. But I would have said you should just be asking people and see how they would answer that particular question. Okay. So let me see the comments. Good, good. So that's it. It doesn't have to be. So it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Writing and crafting an elevator pitch is not that hard. It's not as hard as many people think. Okay, it's not as hard as many people think. Once you're able to do it and you keep practicing, it's going to get to a point. You know, you can drive in, and the thing is this: it's not a must that you have to just reel everything off perfectly and it's the end of the equation. No, sometimes your pitch will trigger curiosity for a continued conversation. It will trigger the curiosity to continue that conversation. So I'm Chijioke Oti, but I help people reposition their brands for optimal clarity, visibility, and impact. Okay. Um, do you mean brand? Like what kind of brand do you I didn't get what you said. Okay, I mean personal brand. I work with individuals, not corporate organizations. I help them, to get noticed. I help individuals get noticed to invest in themselves and then to also transform other people. Okay, to own a brand that is noticed, that is worth recognition in this heavily distracted world. I don't even know why it's not here. I usually add that one. Okay, I help you reposition their brand for optimal clarity, visibility, and impact in this heavily distracted world. Now, sometimes I could as well say which automatically translates to improved income. So there's no hard and fast rule. Just know what you do. Okay, study that thing that you do, read it. You can create a small paper, like cut a small paper, write it down. That's your ultimate pitch. Write it down, paste it on your wall, and every morning before you leave or something, you can just come and look at it. And like I said, be free to evolve. Be free to evolve. You are a human being, you are not a robot. It's only a robot that when you keep it here and say stay, you disconnect it from the power source, you just keep it and then leave it there. It's not going to move. You're a human being, your pitch is definitely going to change. Your elevator pitch is going to change at some point. Okay. I know what I would have been saying 3, 4 years ago is not what I'm currently saying. And as I move on, I'm open to adjustment. I'm open to finding out there's always something calling you from the inside. And it's not just about what's calling you. Um, that thing calling you may not be hyper specific. You can't say sometimes it's very funny how people will just say their purpose in life is to um make peanuts for children aged 5 to 7 years. It's funny. Okay, allow yourself to evolve. Be flexible enough because At the end of the day, by the time you go 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you realize that okay, maybe it's not this, maybe it's not this. But there's one ultimate, there's something at the center point. If you look very deep, you see it. Okay. It may be that you want to help children on the street, and then you can cook very well. I mean, you can cook very well, and your vision starts out as you want to be cooking and distributing to children on the street. Okay. And if you get so emotionally attached to that, you will not actually give yourself the room to adjust. Now, you may at some point realize that okay, cooking and giving to children on the street is not really working. Maybe you've cooked and cooked and cooked and your money has finished, but there are still children on the street. You call for help, call for funding and everything, fund you, funds will finish, children are still on the street. And all of a sudden, something whispers to you. Why not, why not start teaching these children how to cook? Okay. And if they learn how to cook, they can start food business. Or you can build a company and employ them to come and work. Okay. And now what they are going to be earning will be from what they are able to make. You can now use the returns, go and get the ingredients required to cook any food, and they will just cook because you've taught them, and basically all the meals taste the same. So you are now bringing in that part of you that still loves you love to cook food. You love to cook food and you cook very well, and you want to serve that audience. You are still able to reach out to them, but in a different way. So allow yourself to evolve. Now you find out that okay, when you teach them how to cook and they make a lot of money and you pay them, and you see a lot of them, they go out there and they do very well, they make a lot of money, live life, and they keep thanking you for the progress you've helped them to make. It was not the original idea to be cooking and giving to them. Now you've not just given them fish, you taught them how to fish. Okay. But a lot of people do not give themselves that kind of room. They just get stuck in one thing and they feel guilty evolving. They feel guilty because they feel, hey, everybody has known me as graphic designer. What if everybody has known me as this? What if this happens? What if this happens? It's not true. Okay. There'll be points in your life when you realize that this one I'm doing, it's not working. So I need to move beyond it. I need to move a step higher. Okay. I'm currently transitioning from coaching students to executive coaching, or coaching other coaches. Okay. Full time. So anything I'm going to be doing with students will be very minimal. I mean, very, very minimal. Maybe once in 6 months or once in a year, I would have an event just for students to help young people, basically young people, not even students. I don't want to be, doing so much anymore with young people. I have my reasons, my personal reasons for that. So if that happens, my pitch would definitely change. I'm on groups on Facebook, okay, different things. So whenever they say introduce yourself, it is not the same way I introduce myself in a group for undergraduates or maybe fresh graduates or something. I will introduce myself in a group of coaches. It does not make sense. Okay. So you have to be able to do that. When you get on a call with people, practice it. Practice it. Okay. Practice telling me what you do. It's not what do you do. I'm a student. You are not a student. You are not. You are not. Uh, or you just mention one, I'm an accountant, just for the person to leave you alone because you don't know how to pack everything inside your head and deliver it. Okay, don't be lazy. I know it sounds somehow, but please don't be lazy. All right, don't just say I am this. No, go one step ahead. Even if they do not ask you, who are you? Okay, may I meet you? I'm Chijoke Tiba. I'm a personal transformation coach. I help people lead better lives by putting up training programs, helping them realize their potentials. And I teach quite a number of things that help people, and most of the time it's what they don't get to learn in school. Talk about personal branding skills, LinkedIn optimization, because I know virtually many young people don't even know about LinkedIn, or they don't know that LinkedIn exists, or they don't know how to use it. I also teach people how to learn almost anything online. I'm quite a multi-potentialite. I wear many hats. Okay, but the summary of it all is that I help people, lead very, very impactful, or let me say, lead meaningful lives, get better with their lives, and to an extent, their businesses as well. Nobody's going to beat me. That was a nice speech. Okay, nobody's going to say, it didn't look like you crammed it. Okay, sometimes you have to be natural. You have to just allow yourself to flow and explain what you do to people. It's not, don't overthink it. It's not as hard as you think. Go and write it down, create a statement, draft it out, and then you can move from there. And I would like to see your pitch. I would like to see your pitch. Know that it's three major things: what you do, who you do it for, how. Okay, what you do, who you do it for, and how. Sometimes you could start with a story. You could start with a story. If it is, if you are pitching to investors, let's say, all these halt price and startup competitions and stuff, that they want to know your plan and all that stuff before they before they, let's say, fund you, give you seed capital. There are some things you can also know, although that's quite different from the regular elevator pitch. But there are some things you can know. And I'll try to pull that up. I'll try to pull that up. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think I can find where I wrote that down. I went for an event where they said something like that. Okay. So, but what I know is that a lot of times you could start with something that is, an emotional caption that you noticed, or you can start with a fact or a research study. Okay, that Nigeria is currently approaching, the youth of Nigeria, or let me say, the rate of unemployment among the Nigerian youth is currently approaching 40%, and that is very alarming. That puts us in a certain rank. You know how to do the research, different resources you can use to actually research. So you can say that the unemployment level in Nigeria is approaching a certain level, is approaching a certain rate. Unemployment rate is approaching, let's say, 40%, which is actually very alarming. The that an individual comes out, or somebody spends 7 years in school, 8 years, maybe plus or minus, because of strike and any other thing, comes out spending, the average person spends so and so million. The average uh, 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 public university student or graduate of a public university has spent, let's say, 2.5 million by their final year in school. And unemployment rate this, is getting to this. Okay. So that what you do at, you now mention the name of your community, the name of your business, is to help young undergraduates move from confusion to clarity, become employable, and create streams of income from their skills, which they would also acquire in let me say, Chijoko Tibagot Academy. Okay, the aim of the academy, or this is where the academy is going, and this is that, this what is needed, and these are the plans you already have at hand. This is what you're already doing. But that one is way out. That one is for, let's say, investor pitching. You are pitching to investors. Okay. Yeah, that's when you introduce all those stuff. There's a lot to it, but I won't go into that for now. I won't go into that for now. So I don't know if you have questions. I would like to answer your questions if I end the call. Let me know. I'd like to answer your questions. I'm not even seeing anything in the comments. Let me know. Make comments. I don't even know if you can still hear me. I don't know if you can. Can you hear me? I'd appreciate. Okay, I would appreciate your questions. So I'm seeing network is fluctuating. Network is really bad. Abdullahi said he's 12 minutes behind. I think I'll end the video so that whenever you get to this point, if you have any question, you can you can bring it to the inner circle. Okay, you can push it to the inner circle, the WhatsApp group, and then we'll trash it out together. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, and you all have a wonderful day, wonderful night rest. Okay. Okay. I think someone is still. I'm just seeing your comments. So Rita is saying that she can hear me. Oh, the comments are just coming in now. I was even thinking that nobody was responding. Okay. So let me show you the example. Yeah, let me put something in here. Let me put something here. Okay. Okay, this is quite incomplete, but I'll just put it up like that. Okay. It's too long. It's too long for StreamYard banner. It's too long, so I can't put it up. But let me show you this example. This one. Okay. Hold on. Okay, this is it. Okay, yeah, this is it. I think let me make it. Let me change the way it's appearing. Let me change the way it's appearing, and I'll pull this up. Okay, good. So that's it. I can even position, although it's cut out, but I can position myself as a visibility coach. Okay, a visibility coach, teaching people how to get noticed, how to get visible, strategies that would help them to, you know, to make their business or their brand visible. So that's it. I hope you discover your true self, overcome limiting beliefs, join me in the way of your learning, gain clarity with life, overcome your fears, and reposition your brand for optimal visibility, impact, income. Now, whatever it is, yours doesn't have to be this long, okay? You can put that thing out and then explain it and kind of expound on it. Yeah. So I usually end it with follow, connect with me, or send a message to see how we can work together. That's how I usually end my elevator pitch. Anywhere I put it on, whether it's on Facebook or on LinkedIn, anywhere, I usually end it with a call to action. Okay, so that's it. You all have a wonderful night. Bye.